Hello everyone. So this is going to be the installation instruction for the iBoard and IB-J115 for the Jeep Gladiator 2020. And this is one of the boards here. I just want to make the video with one of them. There's no need to have both here. The other one is on the patio. And we are going through this installation guide, and hopefully I'll figure it out as I go. Let's get it started. So, this kit comes with two running boards, left and right, and there are some drivers from the front to the back. So there is two for the middle. The DRM PRM is the front one, and then there is the DCM1 and PCM1. This is the first one in the center, and the second in the center from the front is the DCM2, PCM2, and the back one from the front is the DFM and PFM driver. This is what's going to hold the board on. It also comes with the screws and bolts and everything. We have there is 8 M8 flat washers, and then 8 M8 lock washers, and 16 M6 by 25 millimeter hex bolts, and 16 M6 by 20 millimeter T bolts, 48 M6 flat washers, and 32 M6 nylon lock nuts. And we can see in the instructions here, it basically shows you how the drivers will go. So in the order I just explained it from 1 through 4 on both sides. Alright, so the step one here is basically to locate the mounting points in the vehicles. And this is what this board shows here. It's pretty apparent. You will so see them as soon as you start your project. And step 2 is where things start to get serious. You are going to need 2 M6 nylon lock nuts and 4 M6 flat. So which is going to be this one. You're gonna need 2 of these, and you are going to need 4 of the flat washers, which is these 4 here. I'm just going to basically put it together. And then the next thing you're going to need is the hex bolts, which is these 2. So you are going to need this for each of the drivers. And the next step is you're going to need the M835, the hex bolts. So that will be these. And then you will need the lock washers, which are these ones, and the flat washers are these. So there is 1 big one and 2 small ones for each of the drivers to attach it to. Just give you an idea. So what tools are we going to need? I have this baby here. I've been using it for a while. It's not working like a professional one. I'm not a professional. I'm just doing it in my own car. And you're going to need something like the 1/2 inch bolt turner here. Let's call it that. I don't know what it's called. And we're going to need the 10 millimeter one for the smaller ones, as well as if you do have one of these, it will come really handy. And I just found this there. Since I'm not a professional, I just use tools as they come in my hand. And sometimes, depending on how this works, it stops working and then they get loose. So these come handy. I get to hold one in the back, hold in the front, and then make sure it's tightened the way it's supposed to so it doesn't fall off. And you are going to need more of these when you are putting the board. So essentially you are going to install the drivers first, and then you are going to insert these. If I can get a knife or my fingernail and get this unwrapped here, we're going about it. We will do this outside in the car. I'm just going to give you an idea of what the project will be. You can use this for my own head to understand it for when I'm doing it. So these are going to be going here. So essentially you will insert, since you have 4 of the drivers and each of them has 2 holes for these, you're going to basically start inserting these. I'll just do it now. Can't hurt. You're gonna need 8 of these, so 2 for each driver. And then you're just going to run it up. Once you start doing it, it'll make sense. So basically put 4 on each side. Hopefully it doesn't fall off and having to order a whole other one just for 1 bolt. Alright, so this part is done. I will leave this is the very end of it once you install the drivers. And then you will need these as well for this. Anyway, we're going outside and get it started. Don't laugh at me because I'm just figuring it out. So actually, as I revised this, I made a mistake, or probably I misunderstood the paper. This one, the DFM PFM, is the one for the front, from the front of the car to the back. This is the first one because it has this cut right here that the rest of them does not have. And the reason for that is because there is a loop here, and the front panel is the only one that has the loop on the same size as where the bolt would screw in. So the DFM PFM is the one that goes to the front one, and it's the only one. It looks different than the rest of them. Alright, so let's go ahead and put the lock first, and then this one is the, remember from the very front, you start with a DRM, PRM, and then just put this on top of the lock, the flat washer, and then it goes basically like this. Just give it a little screw to just get it started. Ensure it's tightened so it just sits properly and straight. And this is the one you use a 1/2" bolt turner for. And alright, at the very end, I'm just going around and make sure to straighten this, tighten up very good, since this is kind of sliding around. And that's it for this first part. Alright, now what we need is a smaller one, which goes on this side here. Just put the flat washer in and then push it in, and then you put another flash washer and then the little bolt. Basically put it like this, and then you just tighten it when you're ready. Let me just put in the other one, and I'll just basically show how I do it. It's basically the same thing. You just repeat the same thing from now on. And now, here's where your 10-inch, I keep calling it a bolt turner, don't laugh at me. This is where this comes in handy. Kind of have to play with your tools until you find what you need. So just put one behind it to hold, and then get the screwing going. I think I brought out the wrong pin. I'm gonna have to use this and go get the other one to finish the rest of them. Just find something to hold it right now. And do the same thing on the other side. I guess that works. on this end. So this is basically ready. You just once you're ready, put the board on top. But essentially, you just repeat the process down the road, and then make sure you put in the right order that I explained it before. Except remember, the DFM PFM is the one that goes first, and then there's the two middle ones that have numbers 1 and 2, and then the last one goes in the back. And that's it. Alright, so now we are installing the board. I don't think it matters which side, both sides are the same thing, and it doesn't specify, so and it works great regardless. So just after you remember we inserted these, just put 2 on each of these here. I'm struggling with this. And then just basically insert two bolts on each of these, and then once everyone has 2 in it, you can push it back and forth to make sure you have the correct measurement for it. Make sure it makes it equal and not crooked. That's essentially what it is. And let's just push the screws, and then basically just repeat the process on each of the drivers. Then we will put one of this here. You can just, as you go, but you need 2 of each one of these. So we put the flat wash and one. Just get this ready, and then just get your tool and make sure it's straight and tighten it. That's about it. Alright, thanks for watching.